Well, last time was an interesting trial. We learned some things I don't think we should have learned, but nothing we could do now. We got the information, but now we have to make use of it today. Oh boy, it's gonna be a fun day. Oh boy. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Yeah, here's a recap. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Forging evidence. I didn't know. I never knew that SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone heard these killings but me. I'm surprised you haven't. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? Okay, it's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to... Oh! Well, things just got depressing right off the bat! Yay! That is just fantastic! Thank you for that information! Oh boy! He tried to kill you! Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one. Yeah! Can you talk more? It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for this season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together when she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Ugh. I don't like you! Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Ugh, lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. When I saw them burn permanently in the picture in my mind, I can still see it now. After the incident, I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? Prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged evidence and Miss Edwards used it. Edwards? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. From his reaction, I can guarantee that you're right about that. He couldn't have known. He was giving false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edwards, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So true, even though he may have not known it. Edward really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face what she did, especially not to Emma. Okay, what about this permanent picture? What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Wow. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in the front of his poor girl. Jeez! Oh, that is not something you want to have happened. Ugh, I feel sorry for you. You don't deserve that. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was carrying me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I promise to get your sister the innocent verdict, even if she doesn't want it. Couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the word just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Yeah, any 14-year-old would not want to say anything. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. So I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. That... I like you, Emma. You're a good kid. You are a good kid, Emma. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Things don't understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Okay, Felix, what is it? There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? That's a good question, because the detective's offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me! After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. Yeah, okay, thank you, Emma. Okay, Lana, we need to talk. I don't want you to dodge my questions. We need answers. I'm not messing around now. Lana, Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. I'm used to it. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? You're just stooping to their level. But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Exactly. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago? And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office? That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Give me those details. Okay, first the detail. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case was largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall could be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At the trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness, Miss Starr, said. I swear to gosh, about you stabbing this woman with a knife. And she's going to say it, isn't she? Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. Detective Lana's guy. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. Oh. They still talk about the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Huh. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he was still worked on the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crime before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to get experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. Out of that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command, that means the investigation led was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office, the same investigations. Interesting how his name keeps appearing. I'm starting to not like the guy. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. The Marshal. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. That would have been nice to know! First one at the scene. Damon Gann and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation is in its final stage and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So we waited until Gann and Marshall at the guard zone and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gann and myself. That's where he found me. So you're the first person to run into the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was finding some papers while Gann and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dark. During the struggle, his teeth, Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and laid unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma and carried her out of the room just her. Can't blame her. Honestly, yeah, I can't blame her either. I would get my siblings out of that room ASAP, even if there was even if I was a detective and I was supposed to investigate the crime. I would get my siblings out there ASAP. Family comes first. I am not even going to joke about that. So yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. I don't blame you at all. Other than that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it. Phoenix has something. If me and him are on the same wavelength, I think I know. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this case was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to the extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother Shine died, he changed completely. Guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Oh! Everyone was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, the side of the final SL9 murder. We got something going here. Anyone over here? We got something up here, and I don't like it. No one's here today. Yeah, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in that case, but instead it looks like we just ended up making... yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna find anything here. I just want to check. Edgeworth, you here? Yeah. That's what I figured. Alright. Hey there, Marshall. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. Never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Okay, serious, yeah. You'll never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should know my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about it, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Just at least tell us. We need all the info. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's alright. But, in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? What was the question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match of the wound the victim sustained. So it was a different knife? What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility has been erased. Been concealed with forged evidence? The case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains, but he was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it! Sounds like you did. Why are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall has been really close with his brother. Yeah. You think it's his brother? Yeesh, the day of the SL9 incident took place. That was on the same day as... That's right, it was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. Oh my gosh, everything is coming together somewhat. It was drizzling that morning. By nightfall, there was a thunder. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. Okay, what about these skies? There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Yeah, this picture again. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are they talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Funny how those two names keep coming up. Especially Gant. It's not to think he's involved. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and the second-in-command Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard that duo. But the case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She'd never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentioned it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret's too well guarded. I never found out. Mama's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy, partner? Thank you for everything you could tell us. We are glad. It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edward isn't my enemy. I'm glad, okay. I'm glad you don't think he's an enemy, because honestly, he's just wrapped up in this as you are. Because everyone's wrapped up in this somehow. And I'm going to figure out what it is, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. He was one that used the falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Gonna miss you, Marshall. I didn't like you at first, but yeah, you grew on me. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. See ya, Marshall. I give a salute to you. Oh boy, it keeps getting deeper and deeper. I have no idea what else to say about this. I have no... Yeah, so... This place is always pretty empty, but today's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, you actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do, found Mr. Edward, not to mention our statement is the immediate trial tomorrow. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use connecting hallway to the other building, take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it? It's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right, you can't go there, it's off limits. See where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Thank you, sir! Oh, my pipe organ! Wow, that's a big pipe organ! Yeesh, that music. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Yeah, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Spock. I thought I was a genuine until they tried teaching me notes. Yeah, okay! Never could remember where C was. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Hmm? Oh, hey there! Didn't see you there! Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years ago have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? Yeah? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I think I can see it too. Can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. Yeah, I think I see it too, Phoenix. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate anymore. All the same, we still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate anymore. Yeah, you're dead. Okay, I was suspicious of you, but now you're just bringing up the big red flags. If it's over, why don't you just let us look around? Now hurry and get up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcomed. It seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, we gotta get in there somehow. Oh, this changed? Ooh. Hey, Gumshoe! Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. Wow, sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, either of you seen Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. I don't know why. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Yo, Gumshoe! Edgeworth's curses. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Sky is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless of a prosecutor is responsible for evidence they have presented in court. Not only that, But as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, there are really so many people who hate him. In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work there! Yes, sir! Let's go for lunch again sometime, my treat. Yes, sir! You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir! You don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Huh. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth might crack. Oh wait, I forgot. I want to look at that picture again. Yeah, I think I know what it is too. Remember? Yeah, this King of Prosecutors thing. Where's the knife part? I completely forgot about that because we were ushered out. Yeesh. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while bringing the coffee was brewing. You seem genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall who was trying to protect some girl? That girl is right next to me! Yep. Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. But what is it? Oh, let's see. I think it was something to do with a murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory. Yeah, but first Dark's turn. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just seeing, run-of-the-mill businessman. Wait, are you serious? Is that Joe Dark? Yep. You're 60. I was lying at 29. Yeesh. A businessman. What made him to take serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but transforming it into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident, then he killed the lady who saw the second crime. Okay, what part two, so that... Oh my... Oh. Man, this case just keeps getting darker and darker, doesn't it? I really don't like this. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture, but there wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in? Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It was a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness. Hey! AKA Emma. Alright, we need to present the frickin' murder weapon. Okay, not that one. Present! About this. Hey, is this day? Yeah, I believe that be the broken murder weapon you're speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, it suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Like we knew it would. The murder weapon! Thank you! This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone. That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah. Well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was. I didn't want to say it. Why? This case is throwing me for a loop. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should actually can. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked, but we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was a Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh, come on. Oh. So, in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something that we could show him that would make him change his mind. Change his mind? Do I have anything? No. I want to picture. No. Okay, no. Okay, we had to show him something. Probably something with Edgeworth. But I have to guess. Hey, you wanna talk? Okay, no. Yo, aha! I kinda figured! Edgeworth, we need your help! I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is, he looks like he's trying something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Sure, Miss Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you! That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Let's forge evidence. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to. Nothing I can do to erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuse I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Why has it come to this? Oh. Yeah, he's feeling the effects of it. Ugh. Tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First, last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. You're my friend! An enemy! We're frenemies! Get it right! To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Miss Erdred, you can't just walk out on the child. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. Never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as the most lists? Huh. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That really was the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Hey! Can you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Gilman was murdered? Correct? Yeah, I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this. Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning and drove over to the police department. You finish up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back, which was the screwdriver. She's going to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in the case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. No, not move. Examine. Can I examine this? Doesn't look like that. Yeah, only different. She's right. Show it to him? Show this picture? This picture is hanging on the wall. Did we just take the picture? Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He just started making a name for himself. Looks like he was taken when the... Yeah. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall's holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's the story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. First meaning halberd, the second means shield. Sword and shield. I like that game. Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For my sake. Very well. Ah! Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredits them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus, the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. Broken defense, broken attack. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss of words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Erdred. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given the shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the ward abolished. Chief Gant's name keeps coming up. I'm going to suspect he's behind all of this, even including now. Wait, okay. I see Solar Girl wasn't here. What's this? Are you crazy? Edgeworth's sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that the good job there? Oh no! Hold on. First, let me see what the girl's doing crawling under my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading it, I'll read it for you. It says, letter of red... You're red... No! No! Resignation? Edward, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Edward, Mr. Edward, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked, you don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. I wonder if I can use it for anything. I think I know who would want to... I think I know who would want to know about this. Thank you, Edgeworth. Thank you for enlightening us. Oh, okay. Alright, who's here? Excuse me. Hey, Star. Would you either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? Miss Star! Guess she's out of lunches. You're starting out the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked on a cow's nipple to discover milk. That's an age-old question! Who was the first person who did that? It's like, oh, I decided to do that! Let me decide to drink the cow's nipple, and it tastes good! Huh, I wonder who's the first person who thought of that! Seriously. So, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on that very day of the evidence when the case was. Due for transferal, but this can't be considered all mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene that I happened to witness? Yeah, the incident Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. The roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Dates back to 2 years ago. Guess let's talk to you. Dark Investigation. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. Yeesh, we've seen this so many times it might be thumbnail. Maybe not. I have something else planned. We trailed out for him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. I I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo, Lana and Chief Gant. Funny how that name keeps coming up. After case closed, the legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up with our investigation. That's why we were so shocked how it turned out. I mean, with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in the court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. The Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? I bet I know by who! Damon and Lana Skye. Yeesh, Gant, the lead investigation with Lana, second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the case he handled. Incredible evidence, you mean? Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. Thinking she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. Other detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall, when Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr, that's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? I'm sorry, not saying much. I'm just taking this all in. I have what I guess you could say a weak stomach to things like these. These emotional scenes get to me. Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. Ooh boy, we're getting somewhere. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. Oh, we're finally getting... Listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create the fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Thank you, Lana. But we have something... Hey, Gumshoe? Gumshoe! Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means Dex Jockey. Oh, that DJ. I hear persistently, but my answer is still no. I'm not letting in the chief out of this period. It'd be my neck on the line. Yeah, but we have... Can we talk? Okay, but... yeah. What's this crumbled piece of paper? 3, 2, 1, yeah. Oh wait, Mr. Edwards can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edwards really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edwards. Depending on how this case turns out, I may be already good as terminated. Thank you, Gumshoe. We will get this case solved. So at least let me do this for Miss Andrews' sake. You can trust us, Gumshoe. I won't let anybody down. Not Lana, not Edgeworth, not even you, buddy. Right. Thank you. February 24th, Police Department, Chief's Office. Here goes, let's right click. Let's do this. Do not touch that organ! And if anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you. Where the... Eek! Ah! I thought we were supposed to be quiet! Gosh dang it! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could... Why am I laughing at that? I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something would go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Hey, don't go do that to my card! I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. Not if we're lucky, now. See what I can find. Oh wait, no. Okay, we gotta examine here. Wow, look at the side Chief Gun said. Speaking of that, when we heard here earlier. Choo-choo. Yeah. I wonder what he was reading. This, look, it looks a list of evidence. List of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Casings, huh? SL9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about the evidence list. We got 2 pieces of evidence lists that are half as long as the normal. Most just run twice as long. Alright, the chief must be hiding something about the case. True so. Can I take a look at that? Okay. Can't really read it. But hold on a moment! I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew this kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. No, it's nothing. Okay, remembering that, I was gonna read if I could read anything else about it. Yay. That safe looks like a thorn. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. Hold on. 7 digits. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Yeah? I guess... I want to look around first. Yeah. No, I didn't want to do this. Don't touch it. We give room attention. Fritz Pepper and other salary. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What, you mean we're paying for this? That's it, I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this picture. Yeah, okay. Nothing else of importance coming up. Okay, let's give this a crack. I think I know what it is. Input number. I have a hunch. Oh, I know. It's now. If I'm correct. Aha! I was correct. Bingo! What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? Super 7, the final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who owns... You mean 7777777, that ID number? I think you're 17 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Let's do it. Look, it's a... Oh! Someone looks in there. A piece of cloth. With a vague handprint. Man, that's hard to tell. She made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? Is that it? Apparently so. Piece of cloth and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Okay, so I'm afraid I just can't let you take them. After all, it's on my neck on the line here. Great. Come on, there's gotta be some we can show, detective. Well... Oh, I forgot to talk. Let's talk. And the 2 years ago... Sure. Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah, you wouldn't be, no. There's no way. Never mind, don't worry about it. Okay, now let's have a look around. Hey, hold on, not so fast, buddy. Now, what is it? Someone tell you don't worry about it. It's, yeah. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. So what's bothering you? You don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? You brighten that up. I think he is a suspect. What? He's right, Miss Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. His name keeps coming up. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's better I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignore me again. Okay. Well, if I'm correct... Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? Oh, I remember, the three of us put together... Oh, those are the days. It's kind of rarely to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of the evidence in that case? That's right, one of those shards had an SL9 sticker on it. Does this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Come on! There we go! Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble fragments. Here goes. It fits! There, it fits like a charm. And of course, me and Chicken was willing and knowing hit a piece of evidence jar in the safe. You can seal the piece of evidence up from the SL9 and said, but... Hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. Yeah, there's definitely blood on it. Oh, I don't like what that spells. I can vaguely make that out. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? The bloodstains on the other piece are just spots. So this one's a line. That is odd. But can I not do anything about that? Don't we have the fluid? What can we do now? How do we prove... How can we prove that... Okay, now, how do we prove the other thing? I've been saying on this fast. I'm gonna miss it. Okay, good question. Can I? No. I guess we have to find something else in here. No, we're not doing this with that. So, what can we do? Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea. Hey, go down. Sheesh. What? What are you doing? Go ahead. Now your friends... Huh? Come on, there's no time for jokes. We're talking about the cloth we found safe. Oh! Yeah. Alright. Let's get this over with. This finger will seem to bite. Can I get all that bottom area? Okay, if this is the last time we're going to do it, we're going to fill the screen up whole. I don't care. Best would be I can't, because I don't know if I can get everything down here. Well, looks like we're getting somewhere. There we go. Okay, we can. I don't care. We are filling this thing up to the brim. I'm gonna break my controller doing this, I don't care. Because I have found this is the last time we're ever gonna be using this. Close enough. I don't want to waste my time with that one. Not once pixel of thing will go untouched. Okay, I might miss a few pixels. Yep, we gotta get this side now. Yeah, we might miss a few pixels because I'm not dealing with that. I want a completely white screen. Oh my god, it's so bright! Come on guys, tell me you want to do this. Almost there, we're almost there. Almost. Just getting a few more sprinkles in. Oh, over here. Okay. Woof! Oh, that's not good. This finger then. Okay guys, I'm sorry, I did that once, I had to do it. Okay, in the middle here. I did it once, I'm not doing it again. There we go. That's a much clearer print. Oh, come on, how's that not? There we go. Alright. No. Oh. No. 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 No, stop. No. Fudge. I had a bad feeling. No, how could this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? I had a bad feeling about this. Hey, you found a match. Whose fingerprints are they? Seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. Thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey, you over here. What's going on here? Why are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me! Let's keep this information from him for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Thank you. Well, was that any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. And what's this very... Oh, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Hey, isn't that right? You in the coat. Eek! You can't! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. I was walking to my meeting. I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog ran into a pole. Just then, I thought I was certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. But isn't it crushed? You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Yeah, you're definitely it. Now get out. Yes, sir! You're definitely it. I don't trust you. We'll be on our way to it. Wait, you're the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like to have a word with you. But, sir, I'm not licensed. You with a spiky hair. You're free to go. Mr. Wright! Don't you dare harm Emma, you Look, pal, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneak in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief getting sign in his office. Same here, Phoenix. Same here. Later, pal. I got all the evidence I need. Yeah, Phoenix, we gotta get some answers. I see, so G-Rex on the common prison. There's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's found day in court. I'm doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. I've already told you all I can. What have you told me over these past couple of days? It is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe so. I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. And that's a load of malarkey! You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. He did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edward was right. Edgeworth. Once you were conceived, you know... Convinced, not conceived. Convinced you know something. No one else could persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. She got stern! If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Miss Red, who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of? Well, thank you, Gabe, for putting me on the correct person. Well, Miss Sky. It's alright. You're addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Can you please tell me a bit more what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respect him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edward will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence? Of course, these are serious offenses. But why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Exactly. Why was he never mentioned? If you were forging evidence, he would have known as well. So why is his name not brought up? Edward didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of the investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant was falsified evidence in that case. Represent this? I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? These pieces of evidence from the Island said? The person concealing evidence was other than the Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmise. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can't say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman, correct? Finally got the truth. I was trying to take the body of Edgeworth's car. The trunk lock was broken. I discovered that murder weapon was inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dicemart. I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hand was shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want to be open again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you tried to hide it. So you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. The word got out, which it would. The reporters would have had a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. That's right. And I called my sister to tell her what happened and ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about the one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gang... Oh my gosh, what? The first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall, why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust, or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. Yep, he disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he saw it and made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I see now. But Lana, you earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Sadly, we can't do that. We're going to get you found innocent and prove at once and for all that we can do this. Gotta get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Let's do this, guys. We are going to get this done one way or another. I promise you all that. See you guys next time.